This is from my book. Now hold on a second.
They began snoring, all in sync after warning me of this phenomenon. Sleep apnea. I could feel the windswept chills of a prolonged but pending assault, as I imagined a slaughterhouse-5, but more or less a threshing, like the way you beat corn out of a husk, only with my body, all tattered and laid to waste. And in that sort of rubble, confounded by the light at the end of the tunnel, I knew it was really tending that light. Asking through choked breaths, exhumed as the scene of my burial played out before my very eyes. Just don't forget to bury me with...
A slinky?
My psychiatrist asked with over-attention as he leaned over his desk. No, this is far more serious than a slinky.
Hold on.
His eyeballs a fleshy spot of white, like it'd scare away cancer.
What could be more serious than a slinky?
He shouted as the suspense drew more tight, that could be snapped by just the tip of a fingernail.
A yo-yo?
He ebbed on with a slight trace of irritance, like he was watching the climax of a Michael Myers horror show. The scene where he gets bulldozed by a shotgun 6 or 7 times, and the audience is waiting for that bastard to get back up.
A glass of marmalade.
Saying this last part all matter of fact, and turning my head back towards him, as his chest thudded violently as his heart made for an escape. Ah!
But why marmalade?
Because I couldn't get thirsty.
Shaking his head. So avant-garde. Says something about...
Puffing on his loosely back pull of tobacco.
Says something about... mortality.
Writing this in his notes in a quick jot, next to his drawing of Sigourney Weaver and an alien baby in a cradle with a baby bonnet. Words that are inscribed on the side of this archaic box-like cradle, it reads, Spacebound, or bust. As I was saying, Doctor, they... probed me. The doctor, with his hair on standstill in its pointed fashion. With his eyeballs bleeding now, with vessels popped from all that tobacco smoke.
They what?
The aliens, Baden. They took me up in their vessel. They were doing some kind of biopsy on John Forbes Nash as well.
I thought it was the CIA and not...
No, I interject. Aliens.
But the movie suggests... Aliens! Aliens!
I kind of broke character there for a second. Hold on. The therapist turning around to see his poster and gawking at the white owl in the front out of that movie, The Fourth Kind, its eyes following him from side to side. At the same moment, an alien spacecraft was hovering outside the window in which the doctor sees through the blinds with a quick snap of his fingers, and not wishing to disclose this happening, he looks back at me and says plainly,
You're not that important. We'll meet again next week. Until then, I'm making an adjustment on your medication.
Showing me out the door then, and as the door slams, I hear a rumbling and sound like an opening shaft with a diffusion of hydraulics. The doctor, like some 007 with his gadgetry, goes down a chute, after explaining to his cohort out in bumfuck Idaho that
they found me.
Click. As I walked back home, his words were sounding in my head as a green figure seemed just out of reach beyond the next door corner. They sideswiped me and tore at me in quick succession, as my lifeless body went down, putting a towel around me, my throat, as I looked back to see horrifically a gleaming sheen of a metallic, elongated metal probe. About 7 feet in length and 3 feet in diameter. The doctor's words like an alarm going off in my head, to go with his Hellraiser soundtrack to my life. You're not that important, I gasped.